Hello there! Today I wanted to show you how you can use chaiNNer to upscale your images. Why would we do that? Let's say you have like a photograph from your city, but the image is too small, you would like to have it larger. Now if you simply enlarge the image, you can see quality is really bad, pixelated, lots of missing details. Now I'm gonna show you a way how you can still enlarge this image, but have it look better. We will use machine learning models for this, which will generate more details into the image. And we will use an application called chaiNNer for this. Now, to create a comparison image real quick, I'm going to open up this image and scale it up with bicubic or cubic to 4 times its size. You can see it looks bad. So we're going to export this as a lossless image file, rename it Upscale, and save it into output images and export it. Then we can close this application. And now we have our comparison image here, how it looks if we simply enlarge the image. Now the application we're going to use is called chaiNNer. You can simply go to this website and then click on download, and it should show your operating system. And then you can download this file. Now nothing's happening here for me. If it downloaded for you, that's great. If not, no problem. We can go to the GitHub page up here and then go to the releases, and it should show latest. Now if your chaiNNer application says there is an update available, you will also be directed to this page. It's something that happens frequently. chaiNNer is very actively developed with an active community. So you go down here and you can see the installation files here. So I'll just, download the one you need. I'm just going to use the Debian one since I'm using Ubuntu Budgie. And then we're going to simply install this application. I need to concentrate here. Okay. Once it's installed, we're simply going to open up the application. And now what you see here is chaiNNer. You can see this big space here. That's our workbench where we can configure all the magic. We have the run buttons up top. On the left side, we have the tools that we use. We call those nodes. And then we have the application name, the version number. Might be important if you ever run into troubles and have to say which version number you're using. Then we can see, our system resources, CPU, our memory, and our memory from our graphics cards. And then we can see the manage dependencies. And that's the first thing we need to do. Click on it, and then you can see the dependencies this application uses. Simply said, every software is built on other software or uses other software to do its magic. And we're going to simply install it here. So we're going to install every one of those. So you can do that. It will take some time. And yeah. Now, after we have installed all of these dependencies, we can close the dependency manager up again. And then we can have a look. Down here is where we find those dependencies we have just installed with the nodes. Good, so if we have all of that, if we can see all of that, then we're going to use chaiNNer now to upscale our image. So for this, we will use those nodes or tools here. So we can simply, the load image node, click and drag and drop it down here into the workbench. So we have our starting node now, and now we can make a chain. So just simply go to this button where the image will be output, and drag it and release it, and then search for upscale image, PyTorch upscale image, and click that one. So we already started to make a chain. Now to upscale an image, we need a machine learning model. So use load model, and then we can simply view the image. Let's do this for one. So now we have something called a chain, a process. So this is a chain with all the nodes that we need to do this. Now we can actually, select the files. So we're gonna go in here, and we're gonna go and choose the input image, which I showed earlier, which will load here. Then we're gonna select a model down here. Those are models I'm training currently. Let's go in here. And let's use this SwinERL model. It upscales to 4 times its size. It's a rather big model. It's rather slow, but it will give good results on photographs. And I'm going to show you where, or you can download this model from the description link. And once we have set it all and all those nodes show this valid sign, we can simply run this chain and wait for a result. Once it's done, it should automatically open the image in an external, photo viewer. So it's done, and it opened the image, and you can see, let's compare it with the example we already prepared. So this is the difference. This is when we enlarged it, and this is after we upscaled it. You can see it looks way better. It generated way more details. You can see it here. The whole pixelness is gone. It's way more clear. So it generated way more details into this image that weren't there before. This model, learned to generate those images because it has been trained this way. Now, if we like that, we can actually, delete that node and instead save the image. So to save an image, we choose the directory where it should save it to, which we have here with output images. We simply choose that. And then as an image name, we can, you can input something. You can choose the same image name again. And, then we can run that. And now it will save that image directly in this folder. So I'm going to open up the folder, and you can see here is our generated image now. Now, what are some different things I can show you here? If you would like to upscale the whole folder, so we have, in this input images, we have multiple images and we want to upscale them all. So instead of always selecting a single image, we can use the image file iterator. So we can drag this down in here, and you can select a base directory, which is all the images it will upscale from this directory. So the input images with all those images. Then we do the same thing again. We make a chain here, upscale image, load the model, use the same model, upscale image, save every image, choose the folder where it's saved to, the output images folder, and use the image name for every image. And then we see everything's valid. So we start it, and then you can see it will iterate over every image in this folder with its subfolders, so you need to be careful. And it will upscale every single one of those images one by one and, save the output in that output folder. So we're just gonna wait real quick for this to finish. So it's finished. We can have a look at the output images folder. We can see all the upscaled images up here. Something else I can show you, if you have portrait photos with faces, sometimes the faces might look a little bit weird after upscaling. So I wanted to show you something that we can do. Now I'm simply going to make a chain here again to upscale an image. And we're going to use the same model again. And then, see the upscale. Now we're going to take an image of me and a friend with two faces in it. And now what I want to show you is we can, do something else that's called a face upscale. And what we're going to do here is we're going to, improve upon the faces in here. So let's load a model. And for this, we're going to use CodeFormer. And it will try to restore those faces in the image. I think we can use it with output scale 1 because we already scaled up the image. Let's view this result and let's run it, and then simply, let's see if it made a difference or not concerning the faces in this upscale. Okay, so it's done with both. So we can see the results here. You can see it did something with the faces. So, let's have a look at the original upscale. With 100%, you can see the faces here. And if we look at the CodeFormer result, you can see the faces look a little bit different. They look more crisp, more clear, especially the eyes here. It has more detail. So that's something you can do if you have faces in your photos to, improve upon the faces, because they might sometimes look a little bit weird when being upscaled. There are, a lot of things you can do with chaiNNer. You can, if a model changes your colors a bit too much, you can, then do an average color fix like this, where you use a reference image, and then, use that image as a background to simply fix the colors if your model changes the colors too much. It's not needed with this model. Something else I can show you is if we have a video file. So let's see in here. I have an input video, like for example this one. It's in 330p. You can see the original size is like this. Let's see if we can upscale this video too. So instead of load image, we're going to use a video frame iterator. So it's going to split this video up into every single frame it has, and then it's going to upscale every single frame and then save it as a video again. So we're going to choose this video. It was in input video, this one. Now we're going to take the frame image and do the same thing again. Upscale image, load a model, and then put it in as a frame, output it in the output video folder. For ultra fast, let's use the same video name again. Let's just leave it at the default settings here. And now what we're going to do here is I'm going to use a different model because the, SwinRL model, it's a really big model. It gives, good results, but because it's so big, it's really slow. So even a 10-second video, like this one, will take a long time. So I'm going to use a compact model. These are, smaller and way faster in upscaling. And this is one I trained myself just recently. So I'm gonna, try it out with this one. And then I'm gonna start this upscaling of this video. And then we will have, after this is done, we will have a look at the results. I'm gonna speed this process up again, like I did the other processes too. So it's done upscaling, so we can go and have a look in the output video. There should be a video file now. Now, I'm not sure if you can see the difference in this YouTube video well, but can have a look real quick. We can see it's already way bigger. I'm just gonna play, this part real quick. And then I'm gonna go and open this part. And it looks better, but I'm not sure if you can tell on YouTube just by playing those video files. But yeah, that's how you can also upscale, videos, images with chaiNNer. Now, something else I wanted to show you is I was talking about, models. Now, where do you get those models from that you need to upscale those images? Well, on the, chaiNNer GitHub page, which, I said we can go if we click on here. Now, if you scroll down here, there are some helpful resources, some links. You can see there are some templates of the chains. So what we built here, this is simply a chain to upscale, a video. You can find more chains here. There is also the Upscale Wiki model database. So if we go there, you can see there is a page of community models, which you can see there are some for, anime and cartoons, for realistic photos, universal models. And if we scroll down, you can see the model up here and, the purpose, the description of what it does. And you can see there are just, a lot of models. So you can download one of those models and try it out. There are just a lot. Just to show real quick, maybe, if I go here, models, you can see I have around 500. Boop. I have gathered over 600 different models. So yeah, there is a lot of models that you can try out, use with chaiNNer. Now that's a little bit much maybe. And here my problem was when I was first trying this out is I was missing some kind of, comparison between those models. How would this one look and this one look and how do they compare with each other? So this is why I created the comparison website, which is also listed here again under helpful resources, interactive visual comparison. So this is a web page I made where I used all these different models that you can see here. So you can simply, compare the different models with each other. So we can use, the head one, choose the head one here, and then choose some for Xbox. And then you can click on full screen and you can simply, compare the outputs, zoom in and compare those. Now those are not the best models for this. I wanted to show up here too. You can have a filterable models page. Once it loads, it takes a little while. what you can do with it is, oh, you can see too, I have some, photo examples, anime examples, AI generated images examples, and this one is one of the more recent ones, so it has like the most models. And what you can here too is you can simply type in the name, Remarquery, and then, it will load this model as an example, then Swin ER-L. That's the one we used previously. And then we can make it full screen again and then, compare the details that it's generating here, how it looks and which one we like better. Good. Now this is a lot of models to compare again, so I can even make it simpler. On my favorites page, what I did here is the outputs I just saw, I visually compared them by myself. So I went through every single model and just simply looked, well, which ones of those are my favorites, which one do I like most? And then I can make recommendations. So you can see here for photos with faces, and then you can see my favorites here, a small selection of all the models I used. And then I will give a recommendation where you can, download the model by clicking on it, and then you will have this model available to use here. And then I will show, sometimes an example of what the chain looks like here. Then I have for photos of landscapes, I would recommend this model. So you can simply click on it and download it, and then you can see my favorites here. For anime images, what my recommended model is, and some I liked. And for AI generated images, so you can simply use this page to get a simple model recommendation for something you want to upscale, and then use this model to upscale it. You can of course have a look at the other things on my page too, like denoise models and things like that. But not all of these can be used with chaiNNer. Something else I could show real quick is what if you run into problems with chaiNNer. So chaiNNer also has a Discord, which you can click on the page and then go to Discord. Once this loaded, you are on the welcome screen, where it talks about chaiNNer. You can see a troubleshooting frequently asked questions here, where you might find a solution to your problem. There is also a help troubleshooting page where you can, if something doesn't work, you can ask for help here. There is also, people sharing their results from upscaling, a general chat. So there's just discussions in here where you can go to, find help or to discuss with others. And also the page I showed here, the model database. Concerning the models, you can go to the main page and they also have a Discord server. So you can go there to the Discord. And then you're on the welcome channel again. Now here you can see those are all channels and discussions about upscaling too, where people share their results, datasets and model releases. Here you can find the latest models that people train themselves and publish, so community model. This is a model I had trained myself. It's the one I just used to show you how you could upscale an anime video, where you can download the model files. But there are also other people that are training models here too. One from me again where I tried with photos. So on this Discord server you can also have discussions about upscaling in general, and get the latest released models to try out too. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to show about chaiNNer right now. There's just, a lot of things you can do with chaiNNer. I just, showed a little sub part or what you can do. I tried to, to keep it simple to apply. And yeah, thank you for watching, and have fun trying to upscale different images. Yeah.